Hello, welcome all those who has joined us. This is Ukraine Media Center at Ukrinform, and right now we have with us online Serhiy Bratchuk, the spokesperson of the head of Odesa Oblast Military Administration. Hello, Serhiy. Glory to Ukraine. Hello. Glory to the heroes. Let us discuss the security situation in Odesa region. What is the situation right now, Serhiy? What is happening in your region? Thanks God we did not had any shelling or missile attack, although this night, as usual, we had air raid alerts, and also during the day there is a threat of missile attacks in the region and in the city. It is quite high. And in the morning, in the waters of the Black Sea, in the northwestern part of it, there are 5 warships of the Russian Federation with cruise missiles of the caliber type. 3 of the warships are above water, and 2 of them are submarines. In certain situations, they are joined by 2 additional ships, so it is a kind of imitation of certain activities. We do not see any threats of the landing of paratroopers because the enemy has not enough resources and conditions to do this, and I am sure such conditions will not arise because the enemy has no success on the land in our region, and also after the liberation of the Zmeyny Island and the village of Bili in the Ismail district, the enemy has been pushed away, about 100 kilometers away, but the missiles attack can happen. And also we need to remember about the territory of the temporarily occupied Crimea, which threatens not only Odesa region but also the rest of Ukraine. We can see that the enemy is using strategic aviation aircrafts, which are used to launch all Soviet missiles of the IHA type, and these are the aircrafts starting launched from the Russian Federation. They come to the regions unreachable to our air defense, and from there they launch their missiles. This is what was used against the village of Serhiyevka and the recreation center recently. And by the way, there are 4 children among the injured. They are still staying in the hospitals. Our doctors doing their best to bring them back to normal life. And from the side of Transnistria, the situation is controlled as well. The defense forces are also implementing their tasks, so I'm sure there will be no second front here. Well, we all could see the cynical attack on Serhiyevka. We all understand that this keeps happening in Odesa region. What is your assessment of the total destructions by the Russian army? All the destructions are quite considerable, and speaking about that specific missile attack, as it always happens with the Russian army, they are quite cynical. They are doing this at night when people are sleeping. Of course, the destructions are considerable. Headquarters was established to manage the situation, and the representatives of each of the regional departments are included, including social, medical, educational components even. So the headquarters is working, the commission is working, they are finding out the total scope of the destructions and whether the building should be restored or whether other decisions need to be made. In the nearby buildings, the windows are broken and some works are underway to get them restored. Less than half an hour ago, a meeting has finished making the decision to do such small repairs, so these works will be done. And also, speaking of the burials of people who have died, providing support to their families, all of this is under control. The people are provided with accommodations, with social support. The territorial communities and the regional military administration are supporting this effort. You could see the destructions. Some buildings of the recreation center were destroyed, and again, the decision needs to be made what to do, and even the swimming pool was affected heavily. That's a very heavy condition for the recreation center. For many people, Odesa is something associated with the sea and rest at the seaside. I understand that not all people are careful about safety rules, and they are neglecting the requests not to use the beaches. Well, in this regard, since the very first days of this great invasion, I believe on the 25th of the February, the order was given to ban access to the shore of the Black Sea, because our military were taking certain actions, and they are still continuing, because Odesa region, unlike other regions of our country, has the sea line as our front line. There is a huge danger of mines coming close to the shore. It's happening daily. There are frequent storms in the Black Sea, and one or two mines are landing on the shore daily. There are also explosive devices in the water. There was a tragedy when a person stepped on such a device in the water. Another such case happened just a couple of days ago. The same is true about the beaches. The beaches are mined, and of course, this will not be a full-fledged recreation season, and we need to understand that it's war right now. We're speaking to people daily, and there are some outcomes. And of course, these tragic events that have happened, they are at least partially persuasive, and also the protective nets are used on the beaches to keep people away from the water. Unfortunately, some people are still striving for the Darwin Prize, but we need to remember that this prize is given posthumously. So I'm speaking right now to the children and to the adults. Please do not use the beaches. Please do not use the seaside, because when it's written on those protective signs that it is mined, it is probably mined. That please protect your life and health from explosive devices. So there are protective nets in virtually each of the beaches, and we of course do understand that people have the right to rest during the war. It's quite okay, and even our military coming back from the front, they have a right to get some rest, but they should not go to the nightclubs. They have some recreational facilities available for them, and of course such services are also producing the GDP for our country and paying taxes. Your questions, dear colleagues? Hello, I'm Angelina Strashkovich, Ukrinform. The first question is about the enemy attacks in Odesa region, which entailed the destruction of property and death of civilians. Can you please explain about the coordination between different government institutions and also the operations against the sabotage groups? Okay, starting from your first question, I have mentioned that there is headquarters on managing the situation, so the Commission will be defining the scope of destructions caused by the Russian missile attack, the attack on the residential building and the recreation center. The medical institutions are working to provide the resources, the accommodations were provided, the social support that is available for now. So the needs of people are being satisfied, as well as the needs of their relatives who lost their bread makers, and all the resources were provided for the burials as well, because each day we are having to say goodbye to some of our civilians. As for the anti-sabotage work, it's happening 24/7. There are certain accomplishments. There are also some updates that are still not made public, but among other things, we already have information about the enemy collaborator, which supported the enemy fire by providing the information on the consequences of Russian attacks. This person was apprehended. As you are probably aware, the bridge to Dnistrovsky Liman was attacked about 7 times, and that person was openly collaborating with the enemy as an act of the state treason. And so right now the actions are taken against the person known under the nickname Ahmad, which has been a member of the troops of the so-called Donetsk Republic, was fighting back in the days of the Donetsk airport operation. So the cases in the court, and the person got 15 years of imprisonment. So this work is happening on a daily basis. Such collaborators are being discovered, and so those providing information about the infrastructure, the civilian and military. So again, once there are certain outcomes, in some time they become public. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. This was Serhiy Bratchuk, the speaker of Odesa Regional Administration. Please stay with us, and at 2:30 we will hear from Alexander Matuzianik about the situation in the front.